Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Destiny here. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be on a simple eye. A 3 to 4 color technique that you can use with any amount of colors. I'm going to show you how to do one eye, and then I'm going to replicate the technique on this eye using different colors. I want you guys to learn this very quick, easy technique. It can save you so much time and stress when it comes to figuring out how to lay out your eye. If you would like to learn this technique, all you gotta do is stay tuned. All right, guys, so we're gonna start this look out with the eyebrows. I feel like when you start your looks out with your eyebrows done, it gives you a guide for your entire eye look. And my eyebrows are microbladed, so I'm just going in and just filling out some of the areas that have either slightly worn away or where I just want a little extra body. So for underneath my eyebrow, I'm going to go in with NARS Almond, and I am just going to lightly highlight. I feel like this also helps to gauge how far up your eyeshadow is going to go, etc. You don't have to do this step if you don't want, but it also helps the look to look really clean in my opinion. The brush I'm using is a Smashbox sheer brush. All the brushes I'll be using right now are Smashbox. Definitely one of my faves. So now I'm just going to blend that down a little bit. I always feel like the concealer underneath your eyebrows should be blended. Never, like, I just really don't like that harsh line. If that's your thing, cool, but I just hate the way it looks. So now we're going to go in, we're going to start the eyeshadow. I always recommend using a base. If you're not going to use a base like this, you can use a pale concealer, you can use a colored base for certain eyeshadow looks, color that corresponds with the eyeshadow. I'm going in with this white Jumbo Milk Pencil. This is a classic. Honestly, it's one of my favorites. I do have a couple of concealers I like as well, but I feel like this is pretty universal and it works really well. So when using your white base, you're gonna really wanna smooth it up there in both directions, because if you don't, you could definitely end up getting creasing. And that happens when the product isn't in the fine lines of your eyes. And I like to do my eyes first because of what you're seeing right now, which is product getting all on the bottom of my eye, which if my face were done, I wouldn't do that. But I like doing my eyes first so I can really get in there and really, really blend. And I blend that to right below my brow highlight. Don't use too much, but definitely make sure you have. The eyeshadow palette I'll be using is from Juvia's Place, and this is the Warrior palette. The first color I'm going in with is Kano, and I'm going to take that on a fluffy blending brush. This is going to be the first color. This is going to be the first transition color, and there's a couple ways you can do this. You can apply your darker color and then blend the edges with the transition. Today I'm going to show you how to apply the transition color first. If you don't have really good control of your fluffy brush, start out with a little bit of a smaller brush. I'm going to go in with this one, and I'm going to place that in my crease. Put your head back a little bit, especially if your lids are a little bit hooded like mine. And you're going to want to stamp it before you go in and blend. This isn't the case with all eyeshadows, but a lot of eyeshadows just give you more pigmentation and work a little bit better when you stamp it. I get a lot of questions about why I don't set my eyeshadow with an eggshell colored eyeshadow first, And I just like to set my eyeshadow with the color I'm using, if that makes sense. Like we set and blended the eyeshadow on top. I feel like when you do that, you get a lot more pigmentation from your eyeshadow, especially if you're darker complected. I definitely recommend not setting your eyeshadow before you go in to do it. And I'm just really making sure to get that evenly placed throughout my crease before I go in and blend. If you just go in and blend, you're going to get creases and it's not going to be as pigmented as you want. And we use transition colors, so all the other colors have something that they blend out to. A lot of the times when you guys send me your looks and you ask me for my critique, I would say the biggest thing that I notice is not using bases and not using transition colors. It's just like a harsh color on your lid. It's not blended out, it's not blended into anything, and it can look really amateurish. And you don't have to use a transition color, but if you're not going to use a transition color, you really have to blend the edges of your eyeshadow really, really well. See how smooth that looks? And now we just go in and blend those edges to right beneath the eyebrow highlight. And this could have been any color. I recommend your transition color be one of the lighter colors in your look. This could have been a purple, a pink, a blue, or anything. So when transition colors are in your crease, you go from light, medium, dark to darkest. So the next color I'm going to go in with is Mino, and this is pretty much a dark brown. After this color, you could go in with a color a little bit darker than it. I'm gonna jump to pretty much one of the darkest colors that I'm gonna use, and we're gonna blend that out, and we're gonna fade the opacity, and then apply another coat, making it even deeper. So now I'm just gonna go in the edges of that dark brown and a windshield wiper faded. You can do long windshield wipers, and then you can come in and just focus on the edges and really make sure to get that faded. And doing circular motions help as well. Don't worry about the intensity of the color because we're going to go back in and apply more shadow. Hey honey. So now we're going to go back in with Mino, that dark brown color, and we're going to place some more in the outer third and along the bottom of that brown. Just going in and blending again. I'm going to take a little bit on my fluffy blender. Blend it up and around in like a crescent shape without it surpassing our first blending color too much. Go in and blend the edges. This is just going to be a very simple 3 transition color for the most part, and then a lid color. Something very easy for you guys to work on, something you can do with any 3 or 4 colors that you have, starting with your lightest, moving to your darkest, and making sure to blend very well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with a black, and that's going to be the 3rd transition color, and that's going to be mostly focused in my outer V. This is a very popular, very easy technique. Come along the outside of your eye on an angle, and then come along into your lower crease. This is a V shape. This is why it's called the outer V. And we're going to blend it in. Don't blend it above that brown. This is the very, very bottom color is going to show the least, but it's going to make the biggest amount of impact because the color that goes on the lid is going to create a contrast, and it's really going to make your eyes recede, and it's going to make your whole lid pop. So now I'm going to go in with a little bit of that dark brown to blend out that black on the edges. Let me use a fluffier brush. Just going to blend this back and forth, keeping the intensity on the outer third. So now you have this area right here, which is where you're going to want to put your lid color. If you have a hooded lid, we're going to put it high. I'm going to put mine a little bit higher. And we're going to take it a third of the way. We're going to stop a third of the way for the most part, so this outer V can shine. If you do get eyeshadow here, don't worry about it because you can re-blend your black out. So for my lid, I'm going to go in with the color Edia. And make sure to sweep down to the left, to the right, because shimmery, creamy eyeshadows like this, you want to make sure to get them all in the crease of your eye and all that good stuff. I'm going in and blending the top. So I'm wiping my fluffy brush off right now. I've cleaned all of the excess eyeshadow from my face. And as you can see right now, you have a really nice, very well blended, very simple eye. From here, you can go and do a cat eye. You can do whatever else you want to do. I'm going to go in with the black. And I'm going to go in and reinforce that black outer V. And then just fade it a little bit. I'm going to go in the tear duct with an even paler color. Making sure to blend it out and in. You don't want it to just be sitting there by itself. I'm going to blend that into the rest of the eye look. I wanted to go in and add the gold a little bit higher because I do like my lid to look a little bigger. I don't generally cut the crease, but I definitely will raise it a little bit. And I'll also go in with a little bit more black for intensity. You guys can stop wherever you find you're satisfied with the intensity. And then I'll go in with an angled brush and pat in the black. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this eye using the same technique, using different colors. Okay, so I want you guys to watch. Okay guys, so as you can see, I went in and did my foundation. I'll have the details of the foundation and primer and everything I used in the bottom bar. I did use the Saharan palette for my second eye just to show you guys the same technique can be done with different colors and can yield a similar yet different result. As you can see, we have the outer V, we have the lid color bought kind of high, we have tear duct colors and all that good stuff going on. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish the eyes out, and I'm going to be using Mino from the Warrior palette, and we're going to blend that out, and then I'm going to go with the black liner. All right, you guys, so this is it for the look. I will let you know all the information you need, or I should have already let you know what colors I used on this eye. All my viewers live on Instagram have come to the conclusion that it is a day and a night eye. And I hope that you guys learned something from this very simple technique. I think this is definitely a technique you can use with any colors. You can even use this with any finish. Try this eye using metallics. Try it using mattes, blues, blacks, pinks, purples, greens, blacks, and golds. Anyway, if you did learn something, go ahead and leave me a comment. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. If you're new, make sure to subscribe. If you're not new, thank you for your support, honey, and welcome back. As always, guys, I want to thank you so much for commenting, rating, and subscribing. I'll be in touch, and hopefully you'll do the same. Bye, guys. I had something in my eye the whole time.